Hey everybody, welcome back to Black Magic Craft. I'm not doing so great. After 2.5 years of avoidance, I finally got pregos with the old coronavirus, and it's hit me surprisingly hard. I didn't think it would this late in the game, but the last 2 weeks have been rough. They've also been really boring. My brain hasn't been working so good, and I'm really tired and sore, but there's only so much like lying in bed that I can do. Still wanted to do something. I want to do something easy. A little while ago, my friend Wylock sent me a piece that he had made on his channel a few years ago, the demonic hell sphere or chaos sphere. I think he called it a chaos sphere. Now he packed it in a custom made double corrugated cardboard box, which is so incredibly on brand for Wylock. Not much of a surprise, it didn't make the journey. It was just too delicate of a piece. I don't think there was much hope for the floating chains or the big heavy object on top to make it through international shipping. I had to decide what to do. My original plan when he offered to send it was just to touch up the paint to better blend it with my existing stuff, but this would need a lot more work. Paint was chipping off the chaos sphere and chunks of foam had broken off all over the place. I didn't think there was much hope for getting the chain resecured back onto the wires and putting this thing back into its original form. So I made a call. I wouldn't restore this piece to its original glory. I'd do my own thing with it. I treat it more as a collaboration with a friend. The chain he used was really nice, but it was also very heavy. I split it and started imagining this thing as a ruined version of the original build. My first instinct was to break up the sphere and leave its pieces scattered on the base as if it had come crashing down when the heavens and hells imploded. That would have been really nice. I cut the sphere to fit the landscape and tried to glue it in place. Unfortunately, this didn't work. It was made of that soft plastic that hates paint and glue. The super glue wouldn't stick to any exposed plastic, and any spots that got glued to the existing paint, well, that paint just peeled off like right away. I decided it wasn't worth it. Even if I got it attached, it would cause problems down the line. So as fitting as that would have been to make it look like a ruined version of itself, I decided to scrap that sphere. Sorry, Bill. Still needed some kind of cool object though, so I grabbed a Halloween skull. This is the same kind of skull that started the very first piece of terrain that I built for Idols of Torment. I cut it up so that I could place it naturally on the base. These skulls are also made of soft toy plastic, but for some reason they seem to actually take super glue pretty well. Using a lot of super glue, I attached the chains to the base so that they would be locked in and not move around. If you're wondering how much super glue I use, the answer is quite a bit. I couldn't smell it because of the old virus. I wanted to cover the smooth resin blood type material that Wylock had on this with something that had more texture. I wanted it to look like the blood or lava or whatever it was had flash hardened and cracked. A while ago I bought some crackle paste medium from Golden, so I figured, hey, I'll give it a go. Having never used it before, I didn't know what to expect, so I kind of just applied it haphazardly in different thicknesses to see what would work. Unfortunately, it said it would take 2 to 3 days to fully dry. Normally, this would be a hard pass for me in terms of product drying times, but since I was feeling like worms were eating my brain and all my joints had nails being driven into them, this was fine, as I really needed to take 2 to 3 days to just lie in bed and have fever-induced hallucinations. You know what's not a hallucination though? The awesome models from this video's sponsor, One Page Rules. They offer the best proxy models for your favorite war games that you can affordably print at home. They have all sorts of wonderful factions to serve you in any game you play, and I highly encourage you to try using them in their own official game, which is one of the most intuitive and easy to pick up war games on the market. The rules are also free. In August, they are introducing the War Demons, which are really rad. I had a blast kit bashing and painting this guy. Their models always print out really well and are designed to conveniently batch paint while still looking awesome. If you want to get their models for yourself, you can buy previous releases from their My Mini Factory store, but the best way is to join their monthly Patreon to get the model drops for a wicked low price of $10 a month. It also gives you a huge welcome pack and a massive 50% discount code for their previous releases on My Mini Factory. One Page Rules is awesome and the perfect solution for people looking for an alternative to the bloated nonsense of Warhammer. I'll put a link in the description so you can join up for yourself. So after 2 days of drying and me resting, the results of the crackle paste were incredibly underwhelming. Probably would have worked better if it was applied much thicker, but who knows. It did stick really well, which I was impressed by, but otherwise a total waste of time. Thankfully, that didn't matter much since I had spent that time trying to recover. The paste seemed like it would be very absorbent and suck up too much paint, so I covered it in black Mod Podge, which all but negated every little crackle that the paste had made. Then I went to work brushing out some watered down craft paint. Instead of just a bottle of dark gray, I decided to experiment by mixing in some cherry red to black to create a warm gray with a brownish undertone. This was a subtle effect, but it did look a bit different than just an untinted gray. Still feeling like crap, I decided to switch to an airbrush because I was tired, feeling awful, and wanted to get back to bed and playing Animal Crossing. I did a zenithal highlight followed by an adventurous application of purple, red, yellows, and green. Kinda like the way this turned out, but it needed the fog gray dry brushing to tone it down and blend it into my existing set of echo terrain. This didn't work too well though. It made those red undertones read as pink, which wasn't what I wanted. I hit the metal pieces with a brushing of gunmetal, which made things look a bit better by giving it some separation between materials, but it still looked off. So I reached for a big ass bottle of Deep Down Rust Effect, which always works awesome, and applied that to the chains and skull. It would have been smart and effective to stop right here with the rust. But in my infinite fevered wisdom, the big bottle with included application brush was whispering in my ear, "Put on lots. It'll look so cool if you slather the whole thing in rust. Make a river of rust." This was a complete bonkers idea. It was a bad idea, but I blame the fever. I mean, it looked kind of cool in some spots, but also it was weird. So when slathering on some effects paint doesn't have a great outcome, the best solution is to do more slathering with something else. Oil washes. I went a bit mad with this as well. At this point, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't care. My mind was wandering and my body was aching. I'm pretty sure subconsciously I wanted to put something else with a long drying time on this so that I had an excuse to go lay back down for the rest of the day. Now the next day, my nonsense painting actually ended up looking pretty good for the first time on the project. I again did my fog gray dry brushing, trying to keep it subtle. I just wanted to accentuate the texture, not change the color of the piece too much. Hitting all the metal again with a gunmetal really brought this thing together, and I finally had a piece that looked pretty cool. I'm a big fan of this type of hell motif, not fire and brimstone, but filth and rust. Plus, this piece now nicely accommodates the placement of models. This was a strange undertaking. It was the first time I used someone else's build as the basis for my own. I'm a bit sad that Wylock's original version no longer exists in physical form, but at the same time, it's like we got to work on something together, and now it's a piece that will surely see some action on the game table. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button and drop me a comment below. Check out blackmagicraft.ca to shop on my essential equipment page, and check out idolsoftorment.com to get some info on the crazy skirmish game I'm about to release. And if you enjoy these videos that I make and you want to help me keep making them, the best way you can do that is by supporting the channel on Patreon. I'd love to have you as the newest member of the Black Magic Craft Fellowship. That's all I got in for me. That is all I have in me for today. I'm going to lay back down. Be well.